Welcome to the little workshop Inner Voice Power and Authentic Decision in consideration with our inner saboteur. So, what will you get in this workshop? You will learn about the biggest mistake, we people with an inner saboteur make, who seek actually authentic decision making. So, there is a huge mistake that we are making, and I wasn't aware of that even though 25 years I'm working professionally with people as a trainer, as a coach, and I'm so fascinated from this approach. I must share that with you, but let me not go before the start. And the second thing that I love to share is why you actually need your inner saboteur for making authentic decisions. So, ready to meet your authentic self and your inner saboteur? So let's get pen and paper and start off. So let us just shortly have a look, what we actually understand from of authenticity. You know, of course, like decision making is always depending on the criteria that are important to you, to make a decision. And since you're listening to this presentation, authenticity is an important aspect. So it's criteria that you want to make authentic decisions. So authenticity is an important aspect for you to make certain decisions. When you look at the description of what authenticity is, a person who doesn't pretend to be someone they are not, whether it's personal or professional life. So not pretending to be someone you are not. Yeah, and that is when we think like you're a people pleaser or something in that direction. Then you think like, no, this is not, because actually I don't want to help those people because I'm frustrated, because hardly ever I'm getting that back what I'm actually thinking, and they come over and over again. I feel perhaps even taken advantage of, or you know so I don't feel good. yeah I don't feel good. So you think that you're pretending to be a helper, and you think that you might be not a helper because you are not feeling, or let me say, you feel the consequences of those actions of yours. So you think that this is not authentic, or you have self-doubt and stuff like that. So you think that you are pretending that you are sure, that you are perhaps also a successful businesswoman, or successful in your work, even though you're fighting and with self-doubt all the time. So you think that the self-doubt is not really part of your the strong you. And inner saboteur, so here the inner saboteur is there, the one who forces you to help even though you might not want to, and the one who perhaps sees self-doubt all the time in your decisions and actions. So the inner saboteur seems to be in the way, but it is part of us. And it sabotages desires, good intentions and stuff like that, but it's it sabotages it because we think it should not be like that. We don't want those things. We don't want those traits. We don't want to feel self-doubt. We don't want to feel an urge to help. We think that we have to be, authenticity is just to do what you want to do, or what makes you feel good all the time. But at the same time, authenticity, is also not pretending to be you're not. And when you're a people pleaser, or when you have self-doubt inside of yourself, would it then be authentic to pretend that you don't have it? Or perhaps you don't pretend that you don't have it, but to say, no, this is not part of my authentic me. This is not who I am, just because you don't like how it presents itself to you at this very. So the biggest mistake people with an inner saboteur who seek authentic decision making, is actually that we don't really see that the missing link for our authentic decision making lies in our inner saboteur. It lies exactly in those traits that we don't like from ourselves. And I don't talk about positive intentions, that we see that it has a positive intention and it does not want to harm us. This might also be true, of course, yeah. But this is not what I'm talking about that it is really a trait that you need badly, really need, yeah, in order to have an authentic self-expression. But we don't see the potential in it. Yeah, we don't see how also they are part of our authentic self. We can't see it, and because we are suffering it, we can't see it. But I hope today, yeah, I will be able to show you and to prove to you, yeah, that how value that aspect, those aspects, especially those aspects, are there for you, because everything that is in you is part of your authentic being. Everything. When we say no, this one is not belonging to authenticity, self-doubt does not belong to that, yeah, then you are taking parts of yourself out of yourself. So also those traits, also the traits that your inner saboteur is producing, is absolutely part of who you are, the totality of who you are. And let me explain to you why you need those aspects. Because every trait we have has a capacity to be constructive or destructive, and is always as an unchangeable essence, which is visible in the constructive and the destructive side, both sides. Let me give you some examples what I mean here. For example, an aspect, people pleasers aspect is often something that we feel we are sabotaged because we are unable to say no. We are unable to say no. And we think that we should not do it like that. We should be, when we don't want to do it, we should not do it. And we should be able to say no. But it is not in your genes to say no. You perhaps out of fear, in the past, that you are looked at as being selfish, or you have been even punished for having own needs, and that you wanted something, and that you have been praised for helping and doing something, and then you thought that this is how it goes, and you fear to be rejected or even punished, for wanting something for yourself. Yeah, this is just the forming of these aspects of you. Yeah, but it is a part now of you, regardless of how it ever came there. Yeah, and the unchangeable, always visible essence of that trait, yeah, is to give what people need, even if it means that your personal needs are not fulfilled. And that might now sound very strange. You say, "Oh, but I need to fulfill my needs." Yeah, but in a developed version of you, yeah, the need is authentic expression. The need is to materialize yourself. Yeah, that is true what we cannot not do. Yeah, but the neediness of a child, the dependency and the fear, because you are depending and you have a lot of needs that you cannot provide yourself with. Yeah, this is an underdeveloped aspect of you. This is how it is underdeveloped, yeah. But it is still an aspect of who you are, and to be able, yeah, that your personal needs are not fulfilled, that you don't find them so important, but you have already reached a level, where fulfillment comes out of living yourself freely, yeah, and that is satisfying. And that is actually what you want. But when you fight who you are by not wanting to be a people pleaser, not wanting to make space for that, when you fight that, yeah, it can never really develop further, because it gets no space for that. And it cannot grow into a possible trait that could be to know what people really need. Yeah, and also ready to be not liked for it. You can also give feedback and do things that people might not want to hear from you, but you are ready to give people what they need, because you cannot just look away. You see people who need something, and you cannot just look away and not react upon it. Yeah, you cannot do that. So because of that, yeah, you cannot be yourself. So you cannot not help, but the way how you do it and how you live your trait, that one is changing. But the unchangeable essence stays always, and we cannot not do that. And finally, it is fulfilling and our need as a grown up, yeah, to express ourselves, who we are. Yeah? But then we have a vision of ourselves that we are not, because you want to set boundaries, you want to be able to say no, you want to prioritize yourself. Yeah? But as a grown-up person in harmony with nature and yourself, you live yourself freely and naturally. Yeah? And there are no conditions to that because it's an automatic thing that we anyhow do. Let us look at self-doubt, also a very popular saboteur. Yeah, self-doubt is something like when you live it, in the fearful side, in the destructive side. Yeah, then you say like, I cannot do that. I better don't do that. You doubt, yeah, perhaps that you can do things. Yeah? And it might be the fear of rejection, fear of making mistakes, failing, and stuff like that. Yeah, where it moves to the destructive side. But the unchangeable essence is that you only choose what is a fit to you. You're not just jumping into something that people just say. Yeah. You are doing it regardless of what the environment says, because how many times when you are a holder of self-doubt, yeah, people say, why don't you do that, you can do that, why are you so hesitating? Yeah. But even if the environment tells you that you are an idiot, yeah, you still will not do it. So you have the capacity to choose, yeah, what is also not giving you perhaps the satisfaction from the outside. This is actually, you can make real authentic choices when you are blessed with self-doubt, because you're not just doing it just because you go with what people say, or someone says, yeah, sure, you can do that, and says, okay, let me jump into this. No, you're very specific in that. You just take what is really your fit. So when you are a holder of self-doubt, yeah, that's in a developed way, in a perfect setting for authentic choices, yeah, something that is really fitting to me. Some few more example: pushing, perfectionism, postponing. Yeah, when you have a look into that, pushing to move things in planned direction is unchangeable essence. Moving things in planned direction. Yeah, when it is developed and it is fearlessly lived, yeah, and it comes to the constructive side, and it comes on the enrichment level, then possible potential to inspire, to create a vision. You have a vision, you see something, and you inspire others to join you in that journey. Yeah, that comes out of pushing. Someone who knows he cannot not do it. When you're a pusher, yeah, it's almost impossible not to interfere with the actions of others. They have to. Yeah, but when you drag them somewhere, yeah, they won't do it. When you drag them somewhere, they won't do it. You know that because you're pushing and pushing and they're pushing back. Yeah. But when you develop that pushing further, you still have your vision. You still know exactly how things should be. Yeah. In your vision. And then instead of forcing people, you inspire people, you take them with you. Yeah. So be proud to be a pushing person. Take pushing in you and develop it further. Just create an environment where it can develop. Then have perfectionism, believing in endless development, yeah, endless improvement. It can always be better. Yeah, you can think always of a way to improve, and a possible potential could be thinking beyond the possible, because it's like it must be better. It must be possible that it is better. So your mind looks for it, yeah, and can think the impossible nobody can think of. Postponing, for example, convinced in better option. When you're a postponer, yeah, you might do it, of course, because you are uh, um, looking at a certain task, or it is boring, or an authority has wants to push you, and you say, no, I'm not going to do that. Or you might fear perhaps doing that, or it's not your thing doing that. But when you are a postponer, yeah, basically you're convinced in better options than that. And this is a always visible, unchangeable essence. Yeah, and the possible potential is here to be very critical and aware. Why do I do this? And do I have to do it that way? Or is there another way? Do I have to do it anyhow at all? Who says so? Yeah. When you're living it freely, yeah, then you can ask yourself those questions, and you're not just someone who is running with because someone says you have to do it and you just jump, yeah, and you do it. Yeah, obedience might not be your trait when you're a postponer. So every trait we have has a capacity to be constructive or destructive, and it has an unchangeable essence. Yeah? And when we take that in, yeah, then also all the traits that our inner he, all those traits our inner saboteur has for us are valuable and very important aspects for our authentic us. And when we want to make a decision, we cannot leave certain aspects out, yeah, because then they always have to be dissatisfying, because we don't take them as a full being, yeah. So I want also to share with you, what is development and what is change. And often we do want the opposite. When we are pushing, we want to make space. Yeah? When we are postponing, we want to be more disciplined. Yeah. When I have self-doubt, I want to be more sure of myself. Yeah. I want to be daring. We want very often the opposite of that which we have. Yeah? We seem to admire that and we want that. But that is change. We look outside of ourselves and picking some things that we think we need. Yeah? Development is the opposite of it. Development is taking what is there, yeah, a seed, perhaps self-doubt, perhaps postponing, yeah, perhaps being a people pleaser, and to nourish it, to create an environment where it can grow naturally. And here, yeah, we see this seed. It, you cannot even still see what it is, and it is not constructive. It is not adding anything. Yeah, it just needs our care, and that's all. Yeah? And but when we know, yeah, that it can ever grow to something beautiful, we are very willing to do that. Yeah. But when you want to swallow these ones, you might spit them out, and you say like, "Wow, this is useless stuff." Yeah? Yet it is not at all useless stuff. It is very valuable stuff, big potential, and every aspect that you hold inside of yourself. Yeah? Also, those aspects of your inner saboteur, your inner critic, are highly valuable aspects of yourself. And when you deny their presence, when you deny them this nourishment, yeah, so that they can develop towards something which has also the capacity to be constructive for you and perhaps later also for others. Yeah? And you see that here, this tree, someone hanging in, and it gives shade, and it has many things it can do, yeah, even beyond of what you are seeing right now. So when we ripen, when we develop further, we always take what it is. When these apple seeds want to be bananas, they can try as much as they want, but they won't become a banana. Yeah? And once you see of what how beautiful the trait is and what capacity it has for you, yeah, then you can also see very clearly that this is something that is part of your authentic being, your authentic self expression. Denying is it cutting yourself off your authenticity, cutting yourself off of the connection and the knowledge and the feeling what right and good decisions are. Because how could you possibly take a good decision when you take half of the people and aspects of yourself not into account while they are there and they're part of you? Just because you tell them, no, okay, you can be there because you're there, and try to accept that you are there, but I still don't like that. I would not know what to do with you. Yeah, because you can't see, and this is the mistake that we are making. We can't see, yeah, that every aspect is really a great aspect. It's a great thing inside of ourselves. And once we really have internalized that and we really have understood it, yeah, and then we start also really feeling it. And when we having reached that level, and perhaps you reach this level already while you're listening it to it now, and you really feel that it is true that if it is true that every aspect has an unchangeable, yeah, valuable aspect of myself, and it has the capacity to be constructive for me, even though it's underdeveloped at this moment because it's still fearing and is neglected, is not wanted, yeah, perhaps accepted, yeah, but much more not. And when you love yourself, you want to love yourself with all aspects of who you are, but when you have them and they are actually really playing hard on you, yeah, then you don't want them. And that's normal. That's normal because we are designed to avoid pain. We are designed to avoid pain. But once you are developing an attitude and an energy that you can really see of what they are, yeah, then you do want them. You do want them, and you want every single aspect. And when there is a saboteur peeping up, yeah, you just already know, and you're having a welcoming energy to that aspect. You want it. You don't want to hide it any longer. Yeah, so, and in that space, yeah, it can develop. And development is natural. We don't have to force development in any way. Development is a natural process. The grass doesn't grow faster when you pull it, but it needs a conducive environment. It needs a nourishing environment in order to develop in its own pace and in its own way, yeah, to what it wants to develop to. But it's always constructive when we do that. It becomes always constructive aspects of ourselves. And when you do that for some time, you will see that these aspects, especially those aspects, are the missing link for you to function as well professionally, also privately, yeah, in a more constructive way. But when we are denying that, when we don't see that, and actually generally we don't see it, we want to heal it, yeah, we don't want to close our eyes, that we are fearful, and we want to face our fears, and we do all kinds of things in order to heal, yeah, but all of it is actually to say no to it. It has to be different, yeah. We cannot say yes to it as it presents itself now, and we don't really want that. And this is why we are taking space, we're taking nourishing space from those aspects. So to make your authentic decision, yeah, you are absolutely invited to know and to welcome all you are able to know about yourself, yeah, and your authentic fit. So to make decisions that are an expression of who you are, all of it, an expression of all of you are, not just some aspect that are convenient at a certain time. Yeah, and I know that sounds a little bit harsh, and you're probably very loving for yourself and all those aspects, yeah, and you're moving perhaps from one workshop to another workshop in order to heal and in order to discover more, and so on, and it is also okay to do that. I don't say that it is not okay to do that, yeah, but when the intention is only that it has to heal so that you can be more patient, it has to heal so that you can be more assertive, it has to heal, yeah, then it's not seen for what it is and what it actually really can do for you, because it's not the opposite of what when you're impatient, yeah, impatience is not the quality of that trait, yeah? Impatient is instant creation, yeah, instant doing something, yeah, and instant doing something goes always with the energy that you're carrying, meaning you are someone who is present in the moment, and your strength lies there in the moment, being present, yeah. But when you want to fight your impatience instead of developing it, yeah, then you will never see what kind of great asset it is for you, and also professionally, and also in your decision making. Yeah. So you need your impatience. You really do need it to see where your true qualities are. And when you want to be patient, yeah, then this aspect, you push it further into a corner where it doesn't belong, and where you actually squeeze it, yeah, squeeze it in this way that it can't breathe, and it can't develop, and it can't go anywhere uh, other than the back door. And then it comes always as an unpleasurable guest, meaning it's a destructive trait. Yeah. And then you're impatient, you might do other things. And the holders of impatience know exactly what they are doing. Yeah? And it can't go away, because where should it go? It is part of you. It is part of who you are. It can't go anywhere. So the most beautiful thing that you can do for yourself is not wanting to change a single thing in you any longer. And to know that every, and really every aspect of yourself, even if you are hating yourself, yeah, if you are neglective to yourself, has a capacity to be constructive for you. It is an aspect of who you are. When you're not in contact with your needs, then you have already created a perfect basis, yeah, for unconditional giving. Yeah. Being aware for your needs and prioritizing your needs and stuff like that is something that when you demand it from yourself, yeah, when you say like I should do that, I should take better care of myself, and so on and so on, then the real satisfaction that lies in a grown up person, yeah, is to give himself the energy that we are carrying, and to live ourselves freely. But to live ourselves freely has nothing to do with being free and joyfully and jumping around and being assertive. It has all to do with being who you are, not more and not less. So, this is what I wish you. Stop wanting to change and start being who you are, developing that space and that energy where you are developing and evolving naturally in the pace that part and aspect can do, and in the way, very unique way, that is a perfect fit to you, which is an expression of you, and that is authenticity. Now, that is authentic expression. And only when we are taking every aspect of who we are as valid aspects of ourselves, yeah, we can make authentic decisions. Because when we want to keep half of it out, on what basis do we decide then something? And how can we actually expect that we feel content with what we deciding? Because we are leaving a bunch of aspects of our wonderful being out of this decision. Yeah? So it cannot be. Yeah? We can only feel really content with our decisions, yeah, when we are taking into account every aspect of who we are. And the more we are open to it, the more excited we are about all aspects, regardless how they present themselves at this very moment, underdeveloped, rock, doesn't matter, yeah, how they are acting out at this very moment. We see the beauty in it, and we create space for it to develop naturally to what it wants to develop. So to honor who you are, all of it, and not just some version of you who you think you should be. Yeah. Any vision that you have about authenticity, any condition that you put on authenticity, yeah, let it go. Let it go, because that has nothing to do with authenticity. Authentic and true is who you are now, at this very moment, and everything that it entails. That is your authentic you. And some aspects of you are longing for your attention. Some aspects of you are fearful. Some aspects of you have very bad memories. Yeah, and they need your strength, your believing in them, that they are valid parts and aspects of you, and not just to protect you. No, not just to protect you from harm, but they have this capacity, yeah, to be constructive aspects of you as well, each aspect of you. So the willingness to create space for all that you are will lead to decisions that serve also all that you are. And that one will feel right. That one will feel, yeah, content, because you're feeling and in contact with every aspect that you are, because they're not afraid anymore to show themselves to you after some time. Yeah, you will be in a different contact with your being, very different, because they are seen, they are welcomed. Yeah, not just accepted. Yeah, not just to see as something that is part of me, and something that I need my attention in order to heal and to all kinds. This is an energy of I am wrong. Something is wrong with me. But there is nothing wrong with you and has never been. Has there been pain induced? Yeah. Did you suffer? Yes. Yeah, for sure. We did. Those aspects of us did and still do it sometimes, often. Yeah. But because of that, because of that, yeah, you are who you are. And because of that, you have those brilliant aspects in you, which is the perfect combination for your authentic self-expression. So dare to let go all conditions you put on yourself, how you should be. Being yourself has no conditions, not a single one. Living yourself freely has no conditions at no moment. So when you're judgmental, yeah, then this is also part of who you are. Yeah. And in this judgmentalism lies, yeah, that you are seeing yourself, yeah, and you see how you also can improve. Yeah. And it depends always like how a certain aspect shows himself to you. Yeah, to see, and this is also what I teach. Yeah, I teach to see that and to come into contact and to see also the potential that lies in it. And these are the weekly coaching sessions in my programs, where we are discussing with each other, but every person gets his personal time. Yeah, for you to see more and more, yeah, the beauty in it. Yeah, so that we are more and more, without knowing of what it will be, yeah, ready to make that space. Yeah. So no conditions. What you can do is making this space. Yeah. What I already said. The New York's approach has this potential to create this space. The New York's approach is a 3 months journey. Yeah, the foundation level, which goes only and only about the relationship you do have with yourself. Yeah, and that you are creating this energy which is containing, make space for everything, for being judgmental, being hateful to yourself, being impatient with yourself, wishing parts not to be there. All aspects, yeah, are, this is going surrounding all of it. So there are no conditions on it. Yeah, not, you don't need to love yourself, you don't need to make space for yourself, you don't need to, every aspect is allowed to be there, every single aspect of who you are. Yeah, because it is part of who you are, and we are learning in this beautiful journey of 3 months. Yeah, where to listen to those aspects, to see them, to develop this welcoming energy, yeah, to develop this energy where we have a positive outlook and not an outlook of mistake and wounds and healing and mistakes. Yeah, nobody wants to be looked at as something that has to heal and something, because it's always not good. Yeah, a child which is in its development, just when it's 3 years old and it cannot yet do algebra, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that child. It is just in its development in a certain stage. Yeah, and it needs a supportive environment, yeah, which holds space for it to develop further in its own pace as it goes. It just needs a conducive environment, that's all. Yeah, and in the New York's approach, we learn, yeah, to create this conducive environment for every single aspect of who we are, and also for the judger, also for the critic. Yeah, so everyone, Everything inside of ourselves is a valuable aspect of ourselves. Yeah? So natural development, just some who are having done the program, Gilad and other people. Yeah. So what I already said, have your own experience with it. Allow yourself to get this experience of feeling your own inner saboteur, yeah, as being your gift. And I know that in this workshop, perhaps you have made touch with it, perhaps it already reached you, but it's also very possible, yeah, that it's still a bit abstract for yourself because every person is different. And I love you to just to make an appointment with me, and the link you're seeing in this email that I sent to you, yeah, make an appointment, half an hour, let's have a talk, yeah, let me attend to your personal situation, yeah, so that you also can have really the feeling, yeah, how your inner saboteur is also your key for authentic decision making. Yeah? I'm sure when you struggle at this moment, yeah, with a decision, it is a certain aspect which needs your attention that you are excluding in it, why it is not coming to you. And also when there are smaller decisions in routines, daily decisions, yeah, that you are perhaps not making and you think you should make them, yeah. Also here, take this call and allow me to show you, you know, what the New York approach can do for you in your specific situation, that you have the experience with it. And then you can decide if you want to move to this wonderful journey of 3 months, you know, to really invest in the relationship that you have with yourself and to create this energy which encompasses everything that you are, and to change your attitude towards yourself and towards life in that case, and towards personal development as well. In this program that I'm offering, I'm working with 10 assumptions, yeah, a mindset, yeah, that is creating this space, yeah, which has a which entails actually the most important, now how do we say, convictions, yeah, that we have, which takes space, yeah, takes our breath away, yeah, where we cannot develop naturally any longer. Yeah? And those assumptions are space makers. All of them are space makers. And we work with each of them 1 week. Yeah? And you work with an app and with every day attention to yourself shortly, just 5 minutes. Yeah. You're blogging, you have a blogging partner, you have reflections in the app, and I always read them. And when you have your coaching meeting, I'm prepared. And as far as other participants are telling me it's of high value, and I see also their progress and how beautiful it is to see how the relationship changes that they have with themselves, and that's a blessing. Yeah, that is an absolutely blessing. And it's not that you are um, only having other participants here that you are seeing program. Yeah? It's not that you're only happy, yeah, because that would not be realistic to promise that, yeah. But you are making space for who you are, yeah. And there is a depth always also in pain, and and that's a beauty in it, that there are no conditions set in what you are supposed to think, what you are supposed to do, and how you have to behave or how you have to be. The ideal you is you. A better one isn't there. There is no better one because you're perfectly designed exactly the way as you are. And once you are feeling more strongly this energy, you know, where you can really see in that every aspect of yourself is just amazing. It's just amazing. Yeah. Then you will be so happy to make this space for yourself and to go this journey for me. And if this is a fit to you, just click that link, make an appointment. Let's have this half an hour talk. Let's get to know each other and allow yourself to have a closer contact, yeah, with your inner saboteur. I'm happy that you took the time to watch this presentation up to this moment, and I hope that we are seeing each other in this talk, and perhaps you decide to join the program. It's it's not expensive at all. Yeah, it's 330 euro for a month, and you have private sessions or in a group. Yeah, but the time is for you, and there is really a lot of attention, and the program is well designed. Yeah, so that you really can benefit from it. And the most benefit is, of course, when you have established within these 3 months this relationship that you have with yourself, where you have let go all conditions of how you have to be, and by that developed an energy where you are developing naturally, and that you just watch your own development and what is all happening in your life. Yeah? And that is what I wish you. And I wish that I meet you perhaps in the talk, or perhaps another workshop, or wherever life will bring us together. Thank you for watching.